Hi, I'm Mrs. Ashby. I've been teaching for 7 years now and I'm here to tell you my top 5 home learning tips. So, number 1 is stick to a daily routine or some sort of timetable. Now, a daily routine is going to be really important no matter what age of your child. And some children would actually benefit from having a physical timetable. So I know there's loads you can purchase or download for free online. Your teacher has probably set up some sort of routine already in the way that they might have a class meeting at a certain time of day, so you can work around that. It would be really nice to have your child help you make the timetable or help you make the routine, because then it gives them some sort of ownership and control over it. They're more likely to be motivated to want to do it if they know they are doing the things that they want to do at certain times, because your child is learning from this experience as well. Yes, you know your child best, but also your child is going to learn a lot about themselves during this lockdown. Yeah, every classroom has a visual timetable. Your timetable doesn't have to be visual, it can just be written or made. As long as the child understands, it shouldn't be an issue, but it will be really beneficial to know what is happening when. There's a lot of comfort in children knowing what they're doing, and I think it gives them a lot of security from a teacher perspective anyway. That's what I find. Number 2, I know this is easier said than done, but having a distraction-free workspace, that is probably going to be the number 1 most important thing that I would suggest. It doesn't work very well if a child is distracted, that if they can't concentrate, if their siblings are playing or screaming in the background, or if the TV's on. Children are very easily distracted and they need a space where they can go and sit, and they know that when they sit at that space, that is when they are doing their work. So their brain associates that space with work and concentration. Number 3 is regular breaks. Your teacher might suggest keeping to the usual break times and lunch times, and I completely agree. I would also suggest that. But I'd also suggest fitting in a few extra breaks, because at school we have transitions between lessons. So it might be a case of tidying up, getting our things ready for the next lesson. Just that getting out of your seat helps them to transition to the next lesson. It might be, for example, if you were to do PE, we would get changed and go to the PE hall or go outside. So keeping your child active just for 5 minutes between lessons can really work wonders for some children. Even if it's just a really quick 5-minute walk to the corner shop, or playing a really quick game for 5 minutes between lessons, between your tasks that you need to do, of maybe catch or going in the garden for some fresh air, or saying, oh, could you help me water the plants? Literally just a 5-minute task to get them out of their seat, away from their desk, before they come back and can sit down and concentrate again. Because children, they can't concentrate for very long, so allowing that and helping them to keep it positive. So, for example, if your child is not concentrating, instead of telling them off for not concentrating, you could say, right, 5 minutes, let's go and do this quickly, let's go to the post box, let's go and do whatever, but 5 minutes, out of your seat, then settle back down. Number 4 is to get the engagement right as a parent. Now that is going to be different for absolutely every child, and I don't know how I can explain this in the right way, but basically some children are really going to thrive off having their grown-up around and watching them learn and watching them be a part of their class and having that learning journey. They'll be so proud. They'll have so much pride in them because you'll be proud for watching them taking part. So that's really lovely. But for some children, having that pressure of a parent there watching and trying to maybe help in a way that's not very helpful for the child, they might start resisting. So it's about finding what's right for your child. And some children might really thrive off having their own responsibility for their learning. So as long as you're around, making sure that they are concentrating, that they are doing their work, try to find the right balance. Is it helpful for the child if you're sat next to them and involved, or is it not helpful? Does it make it worse? You'll need to trial and error with that. The last tip, number 5, is to keep things as positive as possible. Now, mental health is going to be your first priority. So we can all feel quite down in these circumstances, but in terms of keeping things positive, it might help your child to have some sort of reward chart or like a tick chart. So ticking off your tasks of the day and then having some sort of reward or activity to look forward to at the end of the day. Instead of telling your child off for not concentrating, it's about keeping it positive, like I said earlier. Right, let's go and do this 5 minutes, and then coming back and resettling them. So keeping it as positive as possible. The relationship between you and your child needs to stay positive and good. Those are my top tips. Again, what works for somebody else's child won't necessarily work for your child, and that is completely okay. We all know that every single child is different. So, trial and error, find what works for you and your family. Bye.